name is Kyle Wilson, and the topic that I chose to talk about is concealed carry permits and why I think that they're important and that they can be a benefit to society. So to start off, over 17 million Americans have a concealed carry permit, an active one. And I think that there's a very good reason for this, which I'm going to talk about. Which is, first of all, personal protection. There's a lot of protection that comes from personally having your own firearm with you and being able to carry that into any establishment and protect yourself. Second is awareness. It helps you be aware of lots of threats around you. You have to be constantly aware, and it also makes you it also helps you to be a very responsible gun owner, because if you constantly have your gun with you on your person, you're going to be aware of that and you want to be safe no matter the situation. As well as classes that you go through to get your gun permit, they teach you how to be more responsible with it in your home and while you're carrying it. Another reason is statistics have shown that the more guns there are and the more people that have active concealed carry permits, the less crime there actually is. And I think that the reason for this is just because active shooters or people that would be put in those situations know that they've got a more likely chance of being stopped and apprehended, because it's a lot easier for somebody on the scene to react than it is to wait for the police to get there. So the real thing is a shall issue permit or a may issue permit. So the difference between these two is a shall issue permit is in some states where anybody can get a concealed carry permit. Basically anybody over the age of 18 or over the age of 21 can apply, and they'll be granted a permit no matter what. And they'll be able to carry their gun into any establishment, wherever they're at. And then a may issue is where a sheriff or somebody in the county looks over every single application individually, and they go over, this person's history and everything. They see that they've gone through the correct training, and then they issue them this permit. And the may issue is the permit that I think is the best option, because it screens people accurately and it weeds out people that shouldn't be carrying a gun in public. So now I'll talk real quick about how I got my concealed carry permit. So that's what that looks like. So I was actually living in Idaho at the time that I got this. And, I was living in Utah at the time that I got this. And I took a Utah concealed carry class, mostly because I didn't really know where to start. I didn't know the laws in Utah, I didn't know the laws in Idaho, but I wanted to start to conceal carry. And the reason for this was just because I had a lot of friends that did it, and they talked about protecting your Second Amendment rights, being personally protected, and a lot of other reasons. So I started off by signing up for a class in Utah, and I took this. It was a day-long class. It was about 4 hours. It was pretty quick, and it went over a lot of mostly just laws. And we didn't actually touch a gun. We didn't really see a gun. It was just all about the concepts of everything. And then, since I was still an Idaho resident, I learned that I needed to get a permit in Idaho. And so, to do this, I had to take a full day class. It was a 9-hour class, and then I still had to go to a gun range with the instructor and show them that I knew how to use the gun. And I had to shoot 100 rounds of ammunition through my gun, so they could see that I was accurate, that I had proper gun safety, and that I basically knew how to use a gun, and I wasn't just some idiot trying to get a gun and walk around. So seeing the difference between these two classes was really eye-opening for me. It showed me that, first of all, Idaho, I got an enhanced concealed carry permit, which means I can legally conceal carry my weapon in 42 out of the 50 states in the United States. And in Utah, they don't have that. But in Idaho, you can also carry a gun without a concealed carry permit, which personally I don't think is exactly right, because anybody over the age of 21 could carry a gun legally. and so I think that should be addressed, but that's a separate issue. So this is about why I think you should get your concealed carry permit. First of all, like I said, I think it's a good exercise of the Second Amendment. Our country's been set up so we have a lot of rights, and we have a lot of things that are afforded to us. And one of those is the Second Amendment, which is to carry a gun and to own firearms. And I think that if we exercise that right, it won't be taken away from us. We won't allow it. Second is personal protection. You never know what situation you might find yourself in or where you might be needing personal protection. There's so many examples of active shooter situations that could have been avoided, and also a lot of situations that have been avoided because somebody was carrying a personal gun. And then also, while you'll likely never need to have a gun in a lot of situations and most people will never use it, it's better to be safe than sorry. And it also gives a peace of mind. So these are my sources, and I'd just like you to think about why the concealed carry permit is a good option and why they should be regulated and issued accordingly in each state. Thank you.